It's narrow. Narrow is the way. Only one man can go at a time, man. That's why you look at 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. Only one man at a time. What's going to be dealt with? 2 Corinthians 5 and 10.
Second Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach Yahushai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
There it is. That's it. That's that narrow way. That narrow path. And we're going to meet a Mashiach Yahushai, and the judgment will be given whether or not we have done good or bad. Go back to 2 Ezra 7. Verse 9.
2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Yeah. Most I said there ain't gonna be no easy way. But we just read, the righteous scarcely gonna be saved, right? So he says, hey, this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? I mean, you got to go through some changes. Everybody in this Bible went through something. Everybody. That the Most High allowed a book to be read, or wrote on or something of that nature. They killed the prophets. They killed the apostles. They're going to be martyrs of us. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's going to be able to see a Mashiach come back. You see? But you got to be in this to the end. You didn't do it to the end, the same shall be saved. You can't let nothing take you off your path, man, because everything take you off the path is set up to send you straight to hell. You're going to that fire or going to that water. Read on.
2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 10. And I said, it is so. Power. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
It's our portion. So even so also is Israel's portion. Read.
Because for their sakes I made the world.
Yeah, for our sakes, man. He made the world. Knowing in advance we coming. Say for our sakes he made the whole world. Read.
And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Right. Nobody gonna live a day. He did give us 120 years after living a long time. Then he cut it to 70 10. 70 years, man. Anything after that is a real blessing. Read.
Then were the entrances of this world made narrow.
See? Initially it was wide. Why? Because he made us to be righteous. You see? Then the entrance of this world became narrow. He made it so it's hard to get there. We had it in the beginning. But he said Adam transgressed his laws, man. His statutes, his laws. Then you know Adam had what? The laws of the Most High. He just told you. Read.
Full of sorrow and travail.
Full of sorrow, man. And travail. Meaning a period of time, man, like a woman in travail having a baby, man. Disasters happening to us closer and closer and closer till right now it's just happening back to back to back to back to back. Almost every day. Around the clock. Where I remember growing up, you wouldn't see nothing like this happening now for years. Now it's happening simultaneously, just instantly. And a lot of things we don't even know about, but we can find it on the internet, you know what I mean? Because people got those phones and they're exposing things, but certain nations, they don't have. It's not like America.
Right.
And it's bad, man. Like down in Central America, South America, and so forth. You know what I mean? Some places in overseas and so forth, they don't have the same, you know, what you call it, cell phone. You know, they don't no cell phone, man. Internet. A lot of brothers, they have to go to what they call an internet cafe and pay money to get online to be able to see what's going on. You know, the little bit of time that they have, you got to have money to even be online. And they have, you know, this little money that they have, and they charging all this money to get on, so that's keeping them away from everything. They still living a primitive life, but they're still going through it because the enemy is there, smashing them down continually, man. That's why it's a blessing to be here. Read.
They are but few and evil.
They are but what?
They are but few and evil.
They are but few and evil. Read.
Full of peril.
Full of dangers. Read.
And very painful.
And very painful. Read.
Verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure.
See, the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure. Read.
And brought immortal fruit.
And brought what? Immortal fruit. We were made to live forever. He gave us one commandment that was broken while we died. He said, don't eat of the tree of good and evil. But nah. It looked good to me. It's pleasurable. It looked pleasurable. Most High said, don't do it. That's why he said Adam broke his statutes. While we're in the condition we're in now. Read.
Verse 14. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
Right. You ain't willing to go through something, like you said, the dangers, the peril, the evil, all these different things, the sorrow, the travail. How you gonna make it? This ain't no easy task like the world trying to act like it's gonna be so easy to get to the kingdom. Nah. You see what he just said, what he's saying? It's a narrow path. It ain't broad. It was broad because he made us righteous. But now we want to eat of good and evil. What do we need evil for if we all going to be righteous? You see? We didn't need to know nothing about evil. But here we are now. That's why we're going to be able to judge angels. Because we seeing the evil, most evil times ever been on this world, man. Most I got is angels on the right hand, angels on the left hand. And one on the right hand not dealing with the left hand. They dealing with the left hand, they dealing with the right hand. You see what I'm saying? They had a purpose. The right and the left. Read.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
Hey, look. Now, Ezra was a pretty righteous man. What he said, man, you ain't nothing but a mortal man. Say, why you disquiet yourself, oh corruptible man? Because some of his thoughts wasn't right. So it's like, you got to look at it. Might not be no action, but your thoughts got to be right. That's why it says, whatever thou do in what? In word or deed. You all about yourself, you see? Because your thoughts could be wrong. Ezra was questioning a lot of things, man. That's why he called him a corruptible man. And he even admitted himself. That was marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, because he admitted that he was not all that. Wasn't holier than thou. You see what I'm saying? We hear in the Apocrypha and in the Bible. Ezra's powerful prophet. You see what I'm saying? But what did the angel call him? Corruptible man. You ain't all that. You corruptible man. What he say? He said, corruptible man. Seeing thou art but a corruptible man, and why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? You ain't got no immortality come. You ain't nothing but a fleshly body. Your mortal body, he said. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come? Rather, man, that which is present.
We read that again and say, man.
Oh, Shlaki.
Read that again.
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come?
Hey, so why you consider in your mind this thing which is to come? Why you ain't considering your mind the future that I'm telling you about, right?
Rather than that which is present.
Rather than what's happening right now in your present time, because it's not going to be in this time. He getting prophecies of what's going to happen and those that's going to come after him. He been giving prophecy. Read.
Verse 17. Then answered I and said, O Most High, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the unrighteous should perish.
There it is. The righteous going to inherit these things, and how you be righteous? By being obedient to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. But the unrighteous, they're going to be cast into the lake of fire. Read.
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things.
See, read that again.
2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things.
One more time for understanding.
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things.
So the suffer don't mean you're gonna be all. It's gonna be all loving, do it?
La.
It said the righteous gonna suffer straight things. You're gonna suffer straight things. Read.
And hope for wise.
And hope, have faith for the wide. Right? Because remember, in the beginning it was wide. It was wide, but that was immortality. Now it's narrow. For us to become mortal flesh and not being immortal men. You see? He made it narrow. And he made it hard to reach what he had gave us initially.
Dangerous.
Immortality. Remember, Mashiach Shai did more miracles than we put in all the books in the world. They didn't believe him. You see them right there in their face. He was right there in their face. They didn't believe him. That's why the